We're in a game of League, and I'm about to show you how to win your games as Nasus. What is up, guys? My name is MipZ, and welcome back to yet another League of Legends video. So today we are playing a none other than man's or human's best friend, and that is of course Nasus, because he's a dog. Yeah. Anyway, we're playing this champion today. I hope you guys are very much gonna enjoy this one. He is an extremely fun champion, and he's really hard scaling, and it's really fun because you end up becoming kind of a raid boss. So I hope you guys will enjoy this one. For those of you who are new in here, then what I am going to be doing today is that I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play Nasus and how to play him in the early, mid, and late games, so the overall strategy for the champion. And yeah, I hope you guys are gonna learn a lot and also find it a little bit entertaining. For those of you who are new in here, make sure to go down below, click that subscribe button, join into our awesome community, and also hit the like button if you somehow find this entertaining or something. It really does help me out for the YouTube algorithm, please. And lastly, if you want to hang out with me on stream, go to twitch.tv/MipZ_live. Anyways, as we jump into this game, then we'll start off talking a little bit about kind of the pros and cons of this champion. So first of all, Nasus is a highly CS creep score. For those of you who don't know what it means, but it basically means farm dependent champion. Not only because we of course need the gold, but also because we need to stack or siphon in strike. This is a really big part of Nasus and how he works, is that we really do need to stack this thing up. I don't know why, but even though it says 31 MS, it seems like it's super laggy right now. Just give it a second here. I don't know this. I think the servers might be messing up a little bit here. Like, look at this. I'm clicking over there now and it's like super slow reaction. Don't really know what's going on. We'll give this a second. It's weird because it says it has 30 MS, but it really doesn't feel like it. Like, I clicked over there and like, okay, now it's better, maybe. I hope so. Anyway, while we have these slight lag issues, I think it's Riot servers being having a little bit of a break apparently. And then what we want to be doing on Nasus, generally speaking, or why you do pick this guy is, first of all, he's a really tanky champ, and he's a champ that you can really solo carry games on. The way you do this is basically by stacking up to becoming the absolute monster of a raid boss that nobody wants to deal with, because he's literally just gonna slap you in the face with a chair, laugh at you, and then slap you another time in the face with a tank. Like, it's pretty much how it goes. He's really strong as we get into the late game, and he's obnoxious to deal with. So the way we want to play him is that, first of all, he has a very bad early game. Or when I say very bad, it doesn't mean that he's bad as such. It just means that he's not a champ that you're going to duel other champions with very early. That's generally not what he's good at. So instead, what we want to be doing is, as much as we can, we want to try to just hang back and get as many stacks of our siphon in strike as possible. My general rule for this champion is that once we hit 100 and above 100 stacks at around level 6, then we're actually able to duel whoever we're laning against, with a few exceptions. Things like Darius, etc., can be really difficult to deal with even with 100 stacks. But most top laners, when you reach around 100 stacks, if it's at the mark where you get level 6, then you're mostly gonna be fine. Stack about 30 extra, so you're like 130 CS or 130 stacks on your siphoning strike, and you should be pretty golden in most engages. But we'll talk more about how to actually take these fights. All right, so it is actually pretty important that you do try to get your stacks onto the cannon minions, because the cannon minions give you a lot more stacks than a normal minion. So popping or making sure that you use your siphoning strike on cannon minions is quite essential on this champion. As I've told you guys in several of my videos, then these videos are not meant to show you guys absolutely perfect gameplay. I am trying to explain and kind of make it entertaining while doing so. So forgive me for kind of like mistakes here and there. Anyway, we have a huge pile of minions here. So for me right now, there's no point staying in the lane. I might as well go back, use my gold, and then walk back into lane. I'm not really going to be losing anything in particular. So we'll go back, we'll buy ourselves a Sheen. The reason why we're choosing Sheen, and this is actually a very like a choice you can make yourself. Generally speaking, I take Sheen if I feel like I have an offensive chance, meaning that I think I can beat my opponent if I stack up a little bit of damage. This one gives you an immense amount of extra damage early game because of its spell blade, right? If you however play, let's say, against a Darius or something else where you struggle a bit and you're probably not going to fight them, then go for a Page. This is not only going to give you mobility, or I mean, not mobility. It's not only going to give you health, but it's also going to have its passive effect, as you guys see here, that restores some of your health, giving you a lot more sustainability in lane, which could be good against something like a Darius. So really do think about these things. It is like, if you're playing in a lane where you're probably not going to get the kill, then go for that. And if you're playing in a lane where you think, okay, I might actually be able to pull off a kill here, then go ahead and go directly for the Sheen. All right, so let's talk a little bit about how to actually play this guy in lane and what we want to thinking about. So whenever we do pick this champ, we'll pick it with one thing in mind. That is that we want to be an absolute monster in the late game. The early game is a means to an end. It's just a point in time that we kind of have to deal with, right? So we got to play it safe. We got to farm up, and we want to make sure, even as we get stronger, we can kind of just try and zone out our opponents so they don't get any farm, and we can just sit here and chill. If we go for fights on our solo laner, then make sure, and I see this quite a lot, make sure that you pop your E before taking the fight. And the reason why we want to do this is because whenever you do pop your E, then you're gonna... Whoop, let's see if we can get some of these. Whenever you pop your E, you decrease their armor and magic resist, which is quite useful in the fights. It's actually going to make quite a big difference. So pop your E before taking the fight, or before starting to fire off your siphoning strikes. Also, if you're post level 6, then what you want to be thinking about whenever you take these fights with the opponent is that if you're going to pop your ult pretty often, there are two scenarios. One, for optimal damage, you want to pop your ult as early as possible in the engage, because this is going to allow you to let's get that one. This is going to allow you to cast as many of your siphoning strikes as possible. All right, so now we have 120 siphoning strikes. So at this point, we're actually in a position where I believe that we can pretty easily win this. You can see right here, we are gonna fire off his ult. He's screwed. We can stack on him, and we can grab that one. All right, right here, I'm gonna try and run out. Potentially, we can still beat this guy. We're gonna put it in a position where our teammate can go in. I'm not gonna run there because I'm afraid of his Q right now. Right here, if I can. Nope. Okay, that was the flash. Good getaway by him. I'm not gonna lie. I could have chased after him. The reason why I didn't was I was kind of unsure whether or not his Q would be enough damage to kill me. My Q would not be able to kill him there. It would get close to, but it wouldn't fully. Anyway, as our second ability, we're gonna start stacking or E. This is gonna help us in terms of these dueling 1v1 duels. So at this point, we're already stronger than their Kayle. Kayle is, of course, not a early game champ either, which is not a good choice against the Nasus, because this allows me to just free farm up, more or less. At least at this point now. Now he's pretty screwed and not in a fun position to play Kayle. So right here, I think we'll actually back off. We'll since we're this early in the game, I'm probably just gonna TP back into lane. Because this guy is seemingly like just pushing, and we have Rift ready here in a second. So we'll back off and we'll instantly TP back up. So we'll grab a few items right there. And I think for our next item, we will be going for a Frozen Heart. And I might actually just take the crystal to get that a little bit more mana. Okay, seeing as this guy did not constantly push, I won't TP because these it's before I even get there, this is going to be pushed anyway. He did better wave management than I expected him to do, but yeah, whatever. We're gonna go back up. We're really far ahead in terms of siphoning strikes at this point. We're really strong. It's going to be really obnoxious for this guy to deal with us. So we'll run back up. What I want to do now is I want to make sure that I have a good idea about where Lee Sin is, because we can play more aggressive now. But yeah, let's talk a little bit, just break down the laning phase, how you want to play it depending on what you're playing against. So if you're playing against something where you're really struggling, then you just want to sit back under turret, farm up as much as you can, and play it safely. This is the general idea against it right here. I'll have to try and break this freeze a little bit. Whoop. See if we can get it. Okay, it breaks there. Nice. You want to try to the best of your ability to farm under turret using your Qs, play safe. Nasus do have natural lifesteal through his passive right here. So sustaining on Nasus is not the hardest thing in the world. Against ranged champions, it becomes a bit more tedious and a bit more annoying. But as such, like, he's not that difficult. Right here, I'm going to hold the minions for a second, run them in there, and hopefully this will bring this guy a little forward. We can go for like an all-in pretty soon on this guy. I just want to make sure that I get a few of these minions before doing so. But we are very, very strong at this point. And if I want to see if I can get this guy a little closer. Alright, but yeah, here in the laning phase, early game, play as safely as possible. Once you hit about 130, like 100 to 130 stacks, that's where we really start to scale really hard. Or we have this power spike where most of the time you will be able to beat your opponent straight up. That's the things we want to start looking at. And right here, I am going to use my stack. I'm just kind of waiting for this guy to go a little too far out, and we'll catch him with Wither and we'll run him down. So we'll just grab these. Really want to get the cannons, so don't want to engage before after that one. There we go. Again, I'm holding back here. And even if Lee came up here at this point, we're starting to reach the point where we can probably beat both of them straight up. Like, we do need to kill this Kale pretty fast, but we probably will be able to beat both of them. So right here, I probably won't be able to kill him, but I can at least just show him that we're not afraid of him. And here I'm going to walk with my minions. I'm going to make sure that they go under his turret, so we reset the lane right there. There we go. All right, so I'm going to be looking for potentially a TP play onto Drake if necessary. All right, nothing. Oh, well, Drake is not up, so of course nothing. I just didn't notice. Anyway, yeah, here in the lane phase, play safe, farm up. If you start to be ahead, then you can start showing a bit more of your potential. Especially even you could see it early game, once we got these 130 stacks at level 6, and that's a really big power spike for us. Like, we could almost both solo Kale plus Lee Sin. And Lee Sin, yeah, no, Kale is not the best early game champ 100%, but Lee Sin is pretty good early, and he was struggling and almost got beat even though we were like 20% HP, and we did actually kind of just fool him into almost a death where he had to flash away, use all of these cooldowns. So again, but yeah, here in early game, we just want to relax in lane. We want to sit back, grab a margarita, and just kind of get as many minions as we can, and make sure that we try and get our cannon minions using our Q. You can see now at this point we're 270 stacks. Our absolute goal, what we want to try and go for is, I'm looking down here, but I don't see a good option of going in. But I'm keeping an eye on it. I think there are top laners down there. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to do something that's a little bit strange. But I personally like this, just popping my ult. And the reason why I'm popping ult here is I know he's bot lane, and I could get a couple of those armor platings. If it was a little bit earlier in the game, I would be able to probably get more or less all of them because of the siphoning strike here. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try and just push this turret fully because we see that Kale is still not back. So this is going to be free first turret for us just because he left. And that's the thing. Nasus is a great split pusher, and he's really obnoxious to deal with for the opponent. Like, literally, in order to stop us, they will have to send several players to us in order to do so. Okay, he actually stopped our back. All right, I'll have to stick here for a second. I don't want to be using my TP up here because we know if Kale was just bought a moment ago, we know he doesn't have TP. Drake's coming up in 130. So I actually really want to make sure that I can TP for this Drake and just win that engage. So Warwick is calling that he's going to be up here, but I actually don't think this guy has anything. So if I can get close to him, like we can just smack him in the face a little bit. I'm not going to go full in. Just gonna show him I'm not afraid. This guy's gonna run after us. We do have Wither here. I'm just gonna Wither him. Ooh. Well, he's still gonna die though. I'm not gonna use my flash. Shouldn't need it. I don't think I need it. Nope. And yeah, I could flash there and I would get the kill, but I'd much rather have my flash for the next engage. And this is something you generally, whatever you play, do think about whether or not you need to use that cooldown or if you're just doing it to take the kill. In this scenario, I was just like, there's no way he gets away. Warwick has his bot thing that makes him run faster towards targets below a certain percent of the health. So it's like, there's no way this guy gets away. He already used his flash. He had nothing. I actually missed that kind of rip. Oh, they have a ward there. So Warwick is on that one. That's fine. I want to back out because Drake is coming up pretty soon. I might actually just run directly for the Drake and rotate down bot side at the same time. So we'll go grab our Divine. We'll get a Frozen Heart. And we'll start building, or we need to finish our boots pretty soon. I'm actually going to stick with the ward we have. I really like Yellow Ward on Nasus. Alright, so we're going to run bot side now. We already took care of the turret top side. And running bot side now is going to also allow us to be close to the Drake. So let me just kind of break down what we do in laning phase. So laning phase pretty much just play safe, try not to push, never go further than half through the lane unless you know where the enemy jungler is. Then you just want to farm up using your Siphoning Strike and play safe. Once you get past level 6 and you're like plus 130 or plus 100 stacks of your Siphoning Strike, this is where you start to put yourself in a position where you can duel your opponents. The thing is, you don't have to duel them. And I want to make this very, very clear for you. You really don't have to duel them. These two are just being absolute morons because they're going to lose. Even in this, they're literally just going to die to me. Like, I don't know what they're doing. And us having flash here, you can just see right here, we can actually just smash them even under turret, both of them. And this is what I'm saying. He is a raid boss. We are a freaking raid boss. They're just like, they're freaking minions. They're minions. It's just like, hey. It's very satisfying. And this is just because we played safe and we stacked up. That's all we needed to do. Now it's just like playing any, the fact that they're even running in here, you can see he's running away. Like, it's actually kind of hilarious, right? And if we can get this Q up, come on, get back here, bro. They're just using absolutely everything they can in order to try and push us away. And it's just like, yeah, well, they got away from us, but they certainly also used everything. And the amount of pressure that we put on the map now is insane. So yeah, early game, stack up, play safe. It's all you want to do. If you're playing in something that harasses you a lot, just keep trying to play safe. Stay on their turret. Get your minions. Don't try and fight them. And as soon as you're out of laning phase and you've gotten your stacks, this is where you want to start really, really putting pressure on the map with Nasus. And this is where the big-headed Nasus plays comes in. Like this one, hiding in a bush, waiting for this guy to go too far, which he absolutely does right away. Oh, come on, back here, dude. We're just gonna pop our ult because, yeah, why not? No! So close! God dang it! I failed! I queued too early. I thought it was gonna end there. My bad. But this is what I mean. Like, even me making mistakes doesn't really matter because we're absolutely horrendously fed. Like, we are so freaking strong. We'll just back off. We have TP, so I'm actually gonna back and TP in here potentially and help my team just push in mid. Because we're raid boss. At this point, we can probably even put our team in a situation where we can finish off the game. So we'll grab this one. We'll start building. I think we're going to go for like a serrated. Actually, no. I'm a little bit in doubt what I want to go for here. We need a gargoyle sometime. I think we might go gargoyle right away because of how strong we already are. I think that might be the choice. Let me see what else we have. What options do we go for? I feel like that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I feel like this is fine. All right, so my team is pushing off from here, so I'm actually just gonna go bot. We're gonna start pushing in there. That's super fine. As we go down here, I really want to... Oh, god damn it. We won't be able to. Malzar's there. All right. I'm just going to help out my team a little bit here because they are messing up a little bit. And I'm just tanking all of it because... Oh, yeah, you made a mistake. Shouldn't have gone forward there, Jin. Oh, he flashes. Oh, this is... Like, it is so ridiculous. Oh, yeah, bro. He's going to die to our E. That's going to be sad. But yeah, okay, let's talk about how to play the mid to late game. So you're out of laning phase. You've gotten your stacks. You've done pretty well. You just played safe. Once you're out of laning phase, you have a couple of things you need to think about. First of all, you want to split push. You're a really good split pusher because of the fact that very few champions are actually able to beat you one-on-one. So you want to try and rotate for or go to the side lanes and push. If you're running TP, then you want to make sure that you use your TP to help out your team. This means that whenever a Drake fight occurs, then you look for using your TP onto the Drake fight and helping out your team. This is what your TP is for. If you don't have TP or TP is on cooldown, then what you instead do is that you try to split push in the same lane or in the same side as the next objective. This means, let's say that in this case, let's say the next objective is the Baron. Then us being topside means that we're very, very close to the next objective. And that basically means that we can help out our team extremely quickly. Right here, next objective is Drake. I'm topside because I have TP. So if next objective is... if we have TP, we want to stay as far away from the next objective as humanly possible on the opposite, or we want to stay on the opposite lane. And the reason why we want to do this is because we can just TP down there. And this means that whenever they put somebody up to respond to us, if they don't have TP, then they're going to put themselves in a situation where... Ooh, whoop. I'm going to try and see if we can TP in here. Oh, yeah. Smack. You can see right here, me even flashing here is just pure greed, to be honest. And right here, we can push the victory. And because we have so many stacks or things are just like... It's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. And we can tank this for a bit. And we're just going to go on this side to try and take a little bit less damage. There we go. And we are pretty low. They have people spawning now, so now it's becoming a bit more risky. We don't have minions here yet, so... We do have Ocean Soul. Alright, backing out here. Going in. Push this. And right here, we will be able to just finish the game. Alright. So there's a few things that we didn't get to cover right away, and I really quickly want to recover those things. But you can see just the impact. I know my team also did pretty well in this game. You can see the impact and the pressure we put on the map by playing this champion, and how we TP'd in at the end and literally just collided and been like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and tank this stuff. We're just gonna take down their base. But there's a few things I want to cover that we didn't cover enough. So first of all, in terms of split pushing, you always split push opposite of the next objective. So if next objective is Drake, then you push top side. Next objective is Baron, then push bot side. But this is only if you have TP. If you don't have TP, you try to split push in the same lane that is close to the next objective, so you can walk over there very quickly. When you split push, make sure that you don't just walk into fight. If you don't know where the enemy team is, don't go too far. As Nasus, you can, of course, probably beat 1, 2, maybe even 3 players, depending on how fed you are alone. But the whole basic idea about split pushing is to put pressure and force the enemy to respond. And since you're playing Nasus, they will have to respond with more than 1 player. And when they do this, you just walk back down, you get the objective, or your team just takes the objective. And if they go in down there, you just TP down there. That fight is won. You win the game. That way, you basically constantly force their hand to put 2 players up and respond to you, and then you walk there, then you go down and help your team having an outnumbering situation, which will then end in like a 5v3. So that's kind of the basic idea. Whenever you are fighting on Nasus, then what you want to be doing is you want to try and go for the back line. Of course, hit anything you can on the way there, because people will try and slow and stun you. But if you can get to their backline, you can just yoink them in the face twice and they will die. So try and get to the ADC, try and get to their mid laner, and just, yeah, hit them. They will die. And it's really, really satisfying. Yeah, that's basically all of it with Nasus. Play safe in the early game, mid to late game. Just split push. Whenever there's an objective, you try to group up. Be right after you've put pressure. Try to have TP for these scenarios so you can TP in and help your team. If nobody responds on you, you can also say, okay, this is one Drake and they don't have any else. It's not a soul. Then you can be like, okay, I'm just gonna freaking push the whole inhibitor, and you can even use your ult for this if necessary. Anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you did, make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And lastly, yeah, if you are not already subscribed, make sure to go down below, click that subscribe button, join into our awesome community. And if you want to hang out with me live, go to twitch.tv/MipZ_live. But that's gonna be it for this one. As always, stay awesome, have fun, and take it easy, guys.